Beyond the pages, turning reading into insight.
Welcome to Beyond the Pages. Today we're exploring The Lonely Century by Noreena Hertz, a book that takes a hard, honest look at one of the most urgent issues of our time. Loneliness. Not the fleeting kind you feel on a rainy afternoon, not just a quiet Sunday when your friends are busy. This is deeper. It's the type of loneliness that seeps into our routines, our relationships, our work, and even our politics. It changes how we see the world. It changes how we see ourselves, and if we don't face it, the decades ahead could be colder, quieter, and far more divided.
Chapter 1. The Rise of a Lonely Century.
Loneliness didn't begin with the pandemic. It had been building for years, slowly, quietly. Then, 2020 arrived. Lockdowns pulled us apart almost overnight. Social distancing became a new rule we all obeyed without question. And the tiny, everyday moments that once kept our days connected, they simply vanished. In Manhattan, Noreena Hertz discovered a service where you can literally rent a friend. You pay someone to walk with you through the park, to sit and drink coffee, to talk about anything or nothing at all. The main clients are not people with no resources. They are well-paid professionals in their 30s and 40s. They have steady jobs, comfortable apartments, and social media profiles full of travel photos, dinner parties, and weekend hikes. And yet, behind those curated images, they feel emotionally unsupported and deeply alone. And this isn't just an American phenomenon. Surveys paint a similar picture around the world. 2/3 of Germans say they often feel lonely. 1/3 of people in the Netherlands feel the same. 1/4 of Australians admit to it, and 1/5 of Americans do too. These aren't just numbers in a report. They represent millions of people moving through each day feeling unseen, unheard, and cut off from real connection.
Chapter 2. The Health Risks of Loneliness.
We often talk about enjoying our own company. And when solitude is a choice, it can be calming, even restorative. But unwanted isolation is different. Chronic loneliness isn't just a feeling. It's a health risk, as damaging as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It raises the risk of heart disease by nearly 30%, stroke by more than 30%, dementia by over 60%, and early death by about 30%. The danger is made worse by the fact that loneliness often carries shame. People hide it. They tell themselves, I should be fine. And so they stay silent, which makes it harder to find help. On a biological level, long-term loneliness keeps the body's stress system switched on. Hormones like cortisol remain high. The immune system becomes weaker. Therefore, inflammation builds up. Over time, the risk of heart problems, arthritis, Alzheimer's, and even certain cancers increases. Loneliness doesn't just make life feel emptier. It can make life end sooner.
Chapter 3. Loneliness as a Political Force.
Noreena Hertz also examines loneliness as a political driver. Political thinker Hannah Arendt observed that isolation can push people toward extremist movements. In Nazi Germany, many joined not only out of ideology, but for belonging. Uniforms, rallies, and slogans gave them a sense of unity and purpose, even if that unity was built on dangerous lies. Today, populist leaders around the world use similar tactics. They speak directly to those who feel left behind, those who feel invisible in their own countries. They offer recognition. They offer the feeling of being heard, even when the solutions they promise are shallow or false. Loneliness is not just personal. It can shape the future of entire nations.
Chapter 4. Cities and Modern Isolation.
Cities are full of people, but in many ways they are also deserts of connection. Urban life means living close but staying distant. You can share a wall with your neighbor for years without knowing their name. On the streets, people walk quickly, eyes down, headphones on, sending the silent message, "Don't talk to me." City design has reinforced this distance. Self-checkouts remove small talk with cashiers. Facial recognition gates mean no greeting a receptionist. One-person karaoke booths turn social fun into solo entertainment. And contactless deliveries drop packages at your door without a single hello. You can live in a city for weeks without a single meaningful face-to-face conversation.
Chapter 5. Digital Life and Social Media Traps.
Technology promised to connect us. Instead, it often keeps us apart. We check our phones hundreds of times a day. We scroll for hours without speaking to anyone in the same room. Social media fuels what Noreena Hertz calls BOMP, better off my peers. It's the sinking feeling that everyone else's life is richer, brighter, more exciting. Why? Because online people share only the highlights. Vacations, birthdays, perfectly lit dinners, the struggles, the boredom, the loneliness, they all stay hidden. Digital communication also strips away emotional texture. A text message can't carry the warmth of a smile. An email can make a neutral phrase sound cold or unfriendly. And these platforms are engineered to keep us hooked. Likes, comments, and notifications work just like tiny rewards. You never know when the next one will come. So you keep checking again and again.
Chapter 6. Workplaces that divide us.
Many modern workplaces make loneliness worse. Open-plan offices were meant to encourage teamwork, but constant noise and movement make it hard to focus or connect. Headphones become a shield against distraction. Hot desking removes any sense of territory. Without a desk of your own, you can't make the space yours. Remote work can also leave people feeling cut off. Long hours alone, conversations only through screens. For gig workers, it's even more impersonal. Delivery drivers, freelancers, rideshare drivers, every move is tracked, rated, and timed by an app. There's no manager to chat with, no colleague to laugh with, only instructions from a machine.
Chapter 7. The Social Cost of Loneliness.
When loneliness spreads, the fabric of a community starts to fray. Fewer people step forward to volunteer. Neighbors no longer stop for a chat or offer a helping hand. The small acts of kindness that once built trust begin to disappear. As those connections fade, empathy weakens. People become more focused on their own world and less aware of the struggles around them. In that silence, more extreme voices begin to fill the space. Leaders who speak directly to those who feel invisible can gather powerful followings. They offer a sense of recognition, a feeling that someone finally notices you. And for many, that's enough to step in line.
Chapter 8. The Loneliness Economy.
Ironically, loneliness has created its own market. Industries are emerging to sell connection. Live concerts are thriving because people crave the shared energy of a crowd. Group fitness classes combine exercise with friendship. And board game cafes bring strangers together around a table. Companies and community groups are learning that shared experiences have real value, not just financially, but emotionally.
Chapter 9. What we can do.
Noreena Hertz's message is clear. Belonging can't be bought. It has to be built, day by day, choice by choice. Say hello to the barista, wave to a neighbor, support spaces where people can gather freely, and find your third place, somewhere that isn't home and isn't work, but feels like yours. It might be a cafe, a park, a sports club, or a local library. Small gestures also matter. A smile, a kind word, a moment of attention. You never know how far it will ripple.
Closing. Choosing connection.
Loneliness is more than a feeling. It's a health risk. It's a political force. It's a challenge that touches every one of us. But it's also something we can change. We can slow down. We can look around. We can choose connection over convenience. Okay, that's all I wanted to share with you today. Thanks for spending this time with me exploring the lonely century. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. Because sometimes a single moment of connection can change a life.
In our next episode, we'll be diving into 10 times calmer. This book covers everything from handling anxious thoughts and managing stress to coping with uncertainty and gently working through trauma. So stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.